Now, in a world where everybody is trying to start a social media platform, how do you attract an audience to your page? Hey guys, it's your girl Shan and welcome to my brand school. Now this is the area of my channel where I will be sharing all my tips for creating a great social media platform, for growing your business and for engaging with your audience. So today we are going to be talking about growth, particularly growth on your social media platforms. So today we are going to be talking growth. How do you grow a social media platform? How do you grow an audience? Now, if you are a small business or a content creator, then you will know that growing an audience can be quite challenging, particularly as everybody is doing it. So if you are starting a social media platform, or you have been stagnant for a while and you're wondering why your platform is no longer growing, then you need to stay tuned to this video because I'm going to give you 6 questions to ask yourself if you want to grow a platform. So in a world where everybody is starting a social media platform, how do you attract an audience to your page? We know that attracting an audience can mean more than just having a popping platform. It actually can hold monetary value, whether that's driving traffic towards your website where you sell services, or whether that is working with brands. Growth determines everything, and it is important to understand how this works. So I myself have had moments where my social media platforms have been stagnant, and I am also trying to grow a YouTube platform. And this is pretty much from scratch. As I record this video, I have 100 subscribers. So these are questions that I ask myself before I put out my content, before I structure my platform, so that I ensure that I'm always working towards growth. I am my biggest critic. And the first question I ask myself is your content good enough? And when I say good enough, this doesn't mean that you have to have the shiniest, best camera or equipment to take content, but how does your content compare to what's already out there? So the best way to do this is to look at the content that is already doing well in your area. What kind of content thrives and what kind of content doesn't do so well? So you need to look and become familiar with the content that is already out there. Particularly, you need to look at your specific industry. The type of content that does well for sneakers may not do well for food. And so you need to become familiar with all of the content creators and the content that's already out there. If you don't know the content that's already out there, you don't have anything to compare it to. And so you are blindly creating content and you have no idea where your content stands in comparison with others. Now, I'm not saying that you should continually compare yourself, but knowing what does well is half of the battle, and you don't need to recreate the wheel. Become comfortable with being self-critical. So look at yourself, appraise your content. When I say appraise, it means to look at, dissect, and work out which parts are good. I look at every single picture that I take. I look at things that could be improved, whether that's the background, whether that's the lighting, the colors, and every single time I take a picture or record a video, I try to build upon what I've already done. This ensures that my content is good enough and also that my content is continually developing. And so that question, is my content good enough, is something that you should continually be asking yourself. The second question you want to ask yourself is, what is your niche? So for some people, your niche is going to be quite clear. For others, it's something that you grow into as you develop your audience. And for me, my niche wasn't necessarily clear until I started to create content and put it out there. So this might not be a question that you can answer straight away, but it's something that should always be in the back of your mind. So my niche is that I'm a black female sneakerhead. When I say niche, you want to completely narrow down who you are. And I might go further to say that I'm also into female empowerment, which adds another dimension to my niche. So what you need to work out is, what is your niche? What makes you different to all the other food bloggers, sneaker bloggers, fashion bloggers, outfit bloggers? What makes your content unique? Is it the style with which you shoot your pictures? Is it a certain angle that you use? All of these things can start to develop you as a brand. Are you being consistent? Now, one of the hardest things, and I think one of the things that people take for granted, is the consistency that you have to commit to in order to grow a platform. Now, social media is not something that you should take lightly. And if you really want to do influencing, or you really want to grow your business brand on Instagram, you must commit to being consistent. Not just consistent in the number of posts, because volume does not always yield an audience. Your content needs to be consistent in quality too. So you need volume, so you need to be consistently posting to your audience, and that content needs to be of a consistently high standard. That is not an easy thing to do. And so anyone who says, oh, you're just an influencer or you're just doing social media, there is no just about it. Everything that social media influencers do is calculated, it is planned, and it is not just off the back. There is so much work that goes into being consistent, and especially if you're planning that around a full-time job, which most people who are starting a platform are also doing. So you need to work out how you can stay consistent, put organizational structures in place so that you are able to stay at the level of consistency that is required for your platform to grow. Are you using your platform effectively? Now, in order to grow, you must yield engagement, and engagement in your audience comes from likes, comments, shares, those sorts of things. It is the actions that your audience take when you post content. So effective use of your platform is not just using pictures, or not just tweeting, or not just putting out videos. It is responding to comments. It is putting value on your platform. And I think people take that part of social media growth for granted. Making use of your platform effectively is also using all parts of your platform, whether that's lives, whether that is doing question times, polls, retweeting other people's content, reposting other people's content, engaging with your followers, replying to DMs. It is using all of your platform as a way to yield growth. Now, for different areas and different industries, this is going to mean different things. So you need to really hone in on which parts of your platform work for you. For example, a food blogger might find that stories and lives are things that grow the platform. Whereas for someone who is doing inspirational quotes, then it may be that your feed is the main place where you yield an audience and engagement. So you need to work out where your audience are engaging most. And the only way to do that is to use all the areas of your platform. And so that brings me on to engagement. Are you engaging effectively with your audience? Now, engagement is not just having people come to your platform and like and comment. It is what you do when they do that. And it's also you actively going out to connect with people in your industry. Are you connecting with other chefs if you're into food? Are you connecting with other fashion bloggers if you're into fashion? It's not enough to just stand alone in your own platform, because you must reach out to other people's audiences in order to yield an audience of your own. So my rule of thumb, and I've adapted this from many other business strategies, is that I spend a portion of my time with lots of different people. I don't just engage with people who have more followers than me, because some of your biggest supporters will be people who have less of a following than you. So it's important that you engage with everybody and from all different industries and walks of life. But also look at how others in your area engage. What are they doing differently to you? Is it that you need to reply to comments quicker? Or for you, you might be someone who doesn't have the confidence yet to reach out to other people, to connect with them, but that is all part of growth. Engagement encompasses everything. Your engagement with others and their engagement with you. So when you make content, you mustn't just wait for people to come to you. You should also reach out to others. Like and comment and share other people's content. It is all part of engagement, and engagement equals growth. So influencing and social media marketing and growth is all about trends. There is a reason why we call it trending. It is because, are you staying one step ahead, or are you a follower of trends? For me, I try to create my own trends. I try to create my own brand, and that involves trying to stay one step ahead of what everyone else is doing. And true influencing is when you make a move or you create something new, it has a domino effect down the line where you see others also being influenced by the way that you create content or the way you put your content out. That is true influencing. It is the ability to do something, create a trend, And that is where your value is going to come from in your platform. So if you're not staying one step ahead and you're finding that your content is dated and it doesn't have that same value effect as others in your area, then you need to go back to the drawing board, back to point one. Is my content good enough? And why not? Be self-critical. Being able to grow is uncomfortable and it involves a lot of self-critique and critique from others. So if you have anyone around you that can look at your Instagram or look at your Twitter or any of your other social media platforms, your brand, your website, then please use those people. Sometimes an outside eye can really give you more of an insight when you are stuck in terms of growth. And are you having fun? Now, I swear, I can always tell people that are not enjoying their journey with social media. And I'm not going to say it's all enjoyable because it can be quite difficult to stay consistent. It's tiring, it's exhausting, but you must have fun. And that involves looking at your platform. Are you blogging about something that you're passionate about? If you're not, it will feel like a chore and your content will show that you're not really interested. It's your platform, so choose something that you're passionate about. If it's your brand, then do it in a way that really does show your individuality and your business's brand. Be yourself, and being yourself should be fun. And if it's not fun, then guys, I'm gonna say that you need to go back and you need to go back into yourself and look at who you are. Find an identity and then run with it. You are your best brand. You are your best asset, and people will buy into you if you can just find a way to look at yourself from an angle that is relatable to other people. That is the key to branding. So I hope those questions have sparked some curiosity inside of you and they have inspired you to go back to your platforms and work out what areas you can work on to grow your platforms. So these are questions that I'm constantly getting as part of my brand school and as part of my branding consultations. And they're conversations that I'm having daily with content creators, influencers, and business owners alike. It's something that I'm constantly working with my clients on. And a lot of them have found it helpful to go through those questions, and we have sat down and bounced back off each other just to work out exactly what area we can work on, and it's been really helpful. Don't forget that every Wednesday I am opening up my time to give some free advice. So if you want to book in, please head over to shansgotsoul.com and fill in the booking form because these spaces fill up fast. So if you want to be in with a chance of having a conversation about your social media strategy or your brand strategy, then I am here to support and empower you. Guys, it's your girl Shan. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll be back soon with another brand school episode. Peace.